Hello, this is Tate with Blackbird Outdoors, blackrowdoors.net, and we're continuing on with our third part of our nutrient video, which is going to talk to you about how to grow plants that look like this. This is a tomato plant we grew in our indoor garden that is a month and 3 days old. This is a 15-inch tomato plant. It is an heirloom, not a hybrid, so you can see there's no disease on this plant, there's no bugs, there's no nothing. It's all because what we put in there is organic. You notice how this plant is standing straight up in the air? That comes from our tea, which is really important. Now, where we left off was the Protec. Protec is a product that is a silicon-based product. Really important, again, not a organic product, but a natural product, which is something that has been mined out of the earth and then broke down into a liquid form. Really important to help with strengthening your cells inside your plants. It's going to help these plants stand up straight. And it's going to also help your plants fight off insects and disease and things like that. Really, really important. It will also help with temperature changes. So if you've got areas where you're constantly going up and down in temperature, like in California, some days we'll have it'll be 90 in the daytime and 50 at night, and that's what's really kind of hard on plants, is that dramatic change, especially high heat. Anything over about the 90-degree mark is hard on your plants. This is something that's going to help with that. Again, Protec. Another product you can get is you'll get your Silica Blast from Botanicare. There's a bunch of other products out there. I'm always a big fan of Botanicare, just for the fact of I use a lot of their products because they're reasonably priced for what you get. Another product is going to be Rhino Skin from Advanced Nutrients. I think Rhino Skin is a huge ripoff in the terms of what you're paying for it to what you get. They're all about the same product, and it's 5 times more expensive than Dynagrow or Silica Blast. But Rhino Skin, super, super expensive. Something I would definitely recommend. This product right here, like I said, not an OMRI listed product, but an all-natural product that really works good, and I really like how it straightens up my plants and kind of helps everything go. CalMag. This is a calcium magnesium supplement that also has iron in it. All things for tomato plants that are super important. We're dealing with really crappy soil here in the U.S. and really everywhere now. We're actually trying to rebuild soil. So really something that I really do recommend. This is the CalMag Plus by Botanicare. They also make their Organicare line, which they make a calcium supplement also, but it does not have the iron in it. So iron is really going to help with your blossom end rot. Really super important. So I really do like this. There are a lot of different products out there for the price. I mean, this bottle right here will really last you through your whole grow in a reasonable garden. And this is a $5 product. Big bang for your buck. This is an Organicare product, which is Humega. This is kind of like if you are an organic grower and you want to replace an actual OMRI listed product with your liquid karma, big product to pump in here. This is going to do similar things. It's not going to do the same thing. You're not going to have the big bang like you will from your liquid karma or your Advanced Nutrients Nirvana, which is a great product too. But you're not going to have the same thing, but it is an OMRI listed product, so if you're only looking for those OMRI listed, if you're a certified organic gardener, that's what you want to look for. So something really great. What I do is I rotate this in every 4 weeks into my grow. So on week 4, I take out the liquid karma and I put in Humega. Now they also make another product called Humega, or Humega, sorry. Something along those lines. Not the same product. Make sure you're getting Humega. Something I really, really like for all my seedlings, and I think I get a huge bang for my buck out of this. This is something you could use by itself or an additive. I do not use anywhere near the recommended dose for this stuff. I use probably milliliters of this. I'm using probably 5 to 10 milliliters of this per gallon in my seedling area. So when I'm not wanting to use my big, if you're a fish fertilizer person, inside fish fertilizer is horrible. This, with your age-old something that's a little too powerful for most of the time. So I cut this way back, and I add, I'm going to add my UBioGrow. UBioGrow I really, really like. It's something you can get at different stores. The Green Garden store in Rockland carries it, or you can just look it up online at ubiogrow.com, which is something that really doesn't smell bad. It's a horse manure type product. It's derived from horse manure. It seems to do everything well. It doesn't stink. It's a great for indoor product, and I haven't been able to burn into my plants yet. Now, do watch out. Do not use that full strength version when you're mixing it with other products, because it kind of is like a turbocharger for your garden. If you sit there and add this to your other products, you're going to boost your other products. It makes it, again, you're dealing with something kind of like your Aqua Shield or your Voodoo Juice, where you're adding micronutrients into the soil, which is going to help boost any of your products. So they're going to uptake quicker. So you'll see that instant growth. But again, something really mild that I use instead of my base nutrients for my plants like this. My last thing that I really, really think is important, we do have a video on it online, which is our compost tea. Now, there's a couple different things I've changed in the video if you've seen our organic videos on organic compost tea. Now, if you see here, this is compost tea I've been brewing for about 15 hours. You can't even see through this. This is something that's already been filtered. Just the tea by itself is rocking. This stuff will take your plants. By the end of the day when you spray these, they'll all be sticking straight up in the air. All the leaves will be perked right up. I use it in a foliar spray and a drench. So I'll usually brew about 5 gallons per day. This is something that you can either buy from your local grow shop if they have somebody that's live teas are really important. Now, you can also use the botanicare products that are teas and the advanced nutrient products that are teas, like the mother of tea and something like this. But I really think live teas really, really do help. This is, again, putting in, you're brewing micronutrients, which is the most important thing when we're dealing with organics. So this is a product that we usually use 1 cup of our compost out of our compost bin, 1 cup of our worm castings from our worm bin. Make sure you're buying your own worm, your own worm bin, really building on that, so you're getting, what went into those worms. Really important, and a lot of places call worm castings, and it's just organic compost that had worms in it eventually. We really want to see something that broke down just from worms. My worm bin has 5 to 6,000 worms in it, that I knew I'd put them in there. I knew what went in there. Really important. And the last thing is we use Baseline, which is a product derived from Alaska. It's a humus product, which is another really great product to put in there. Maxi Crop, which is a seaweed product. Another seaweed product we put in there in a powder form. I think you get a big bang for your buck at this. It's fairly cheap for some of the other products, and you get a ton. So keep that in mind. We add that in. We're adding our Micro Madness in there, and Blackstrap Molasses. If I can't say that, Blackstrap Molasses, organic, unsulfured molasses, is going to be something you add in there. So really the only products we're really changing up this year is going to be, we're using a lot of that molasses, and we're using a lot of the Micro Madness, and then I use about 2-gallon style of our honey into our teas. Huge. Let that brew for 12 hours, pull your bag out, let it brew for another 12 hours, good 24 hours on that. This stuff rocks. It only lasts for about 4 hours after you've stopped, brewing it. So make sure you're using it right away, using it in the morning before the sun comes up. The last thing I want to talk about is really products to keep in mind. We want to test what we're doing. We want to make sure we're not overdoing it in any way. We want to make sure our pH is just not off the charts. A lot of these products can screw with pH. So something we want to look at is a pH testing. They have electronic testers, which are great. We want to have something that is going to be able to test with just dripping in. Works great also. But test your water. I test all my water. I adjust it with lemon and ash out of the fire. So if I needed to go up in numbers, I add hardwood ash. If I wanted to go down in numbers, I want to use lemon. Lemon's great because it actually is a natural insect repellent. The other thing that are really cool, again, something you can get at most of your gardening stores, is a soil test kit. Now these are reasonable. They're not going to do any amazing things. You can have them professionally tested, but these are kind of neat for you to test at home and kind of keep an idea of what's going on in there. So you can make sure your potassium and phosphorus and potash is not going to be, or nitrogen, potassium, and potash is not way crazy off the charts. And it also comes with a couple pH testers. I like these guys. You get a lot more bang for your buck in a liquid form versus the tablets. But again, this is like $6.99, killer deal. If you want to test halfway through your season, maybe just as you're doing your growing season, and then as you move into your blooming season, just to kind of test after a couple weeks to make sure everything's in good shape. My last thing is your journal. Really keep a good eye on your journal. This is going to be something that is going to really help you keep an eye on when did you plant your plants? What did you use on your plants? What kind of water were you using? All these are in here. I also keep, what does each one of these plants is, my tomato plants, is it a, determinate? Is it indeterminate? Things like that are going to be in there, but also the biggest thing I keep in there is what did I put on my plants? And I keep my schedule in here. I have a 10-week schedule. And if you would like to learn more about my particular 10-week schedule that I use, I do on a basic, what I'm going to put in each week, how much I'm going to put in there. This makes it real simple. I've got it all written out. I just follow it. Makes it easy to do big batches. Super simple. But if you have any questions, hit us up at Black Bear Outdoors, blackbearoutdoors.net, or give us a call at the store. I'd be happy to go over this with you and help you out. Our phone number is 916-652-2327. Again, if you hit us up at blackbearoutdoors.net, that number and directions to their store is also there. So have a great day, and we'll talk to you later.